Welcome, acolytes. Today, Hasan Piker Go F yourself from Rev says desu. I'm actually happy that we are in a timeline where a terrorist supporter gets what he deserves. Or at least I hate that he, in my opinion, definitively deserves. Because if somebody is supporting a group that actually harms people on purpose out of pure greed, well, F them, I guess. Let's just look this up and see what Rev has to say about it.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. Happy 4th of July to all my fellow Americans, and if you're not an American, you don't have to care about this day whatsoever, that's fine. But I know one person who is seething over a very patriotic event like this, and that is Hasan Piker, one of the most infamous commie LARPers in the history of the internet.
Yep.
Now, Hasan has been having a rough couple of days. A couple of chatters have really gotten under his skin to the point where he's literally brandishing firearms. He's up at arms, quite literally, over some chatters he mistakenly, in some cases, believe are talking about him, where he's waving around this gun to intimidate people who he believes are talking negatively about him. This is a giant mess.
And by the way, I did this theme yesterday, but I'm interested in what Rev has to say about it because I find this this behavior disgusting. But hey.
For him and Twitch, as we'll see. So what's the context? Well, as shared by Dan Saltman here, Hasan doxed multiple users in his chat and threatened them with what he is clearly trying to portray as a firearm for reasons that are obvious, right? The intention of what he's doing is very obvious.
And by the way, I just realized it. Imagine watching Hasan and he doxes you. What the fuck, man? You're getting doxed for watching a streamer. I don't understand how this guy has views. I honestly don't. I wouldn't do hell to watch someone who potentially could dox me. Honestly.
And, well, nothing has happened. Let's watch the first half of this clip to see some of the context.
For the very working people who've been left behind by our politics, compared with what President Trump has been able to do. You know, over the same period of time that I've been running, has been I would tell him if I couldn't get my name right, we defeated them, and that's what it's going to look like again.
Okay, fair enough. As you may
Oh, you found his account?
Today, I will show you 3 ways you can use your smartphone.
Wait, this is the guy?
First thing we want to do is download the U2 VPN app, which we can do through the first link in the description.
Fuck are you gonna do, bro? Write a petition? Let's do a crusade, he says. Let's do a fucking crusade, he says. Let's hang Hasan and Mamdani for treason, he says. The fuck are you gonna do? Go on a fishing expedition? Try to fucking put malware in my phone? Is that what you're gonna do? You skinny bitch. Ugly ass. That's not him, it's this.
Yeah, so it turns out that's the wrong guy. You know, the person he's threatening and very clearly insulting in many different ways. And by the way, I get called a bully all the time on social media. Oh, Rev's such a mean-spirited guy. I never talk about anyone like that. That's crazy. And here's what makes it even worse. That's not even the right guy. That's not even the right guy. As pointed out here by the person who was targeted by these insults and threats, this guy right here, Apex Crypto, said, dang, that's me. I definitely did not comment on any of these messages he read, but thanks for calling me an ugly, skinny bitch, I guess. Yes, this is the very tolerant Hasan Piker going after a random user he confused with someone else. This is someone who he felt so compelled to go after seeing a couple of comments, enough to brandish a firearm to threaten this person and call them a bunch of mean words.
I mean, the mean words, who gives a fuck? Yeah. But brandishing a weapon? Come on. Like, honestly. How isn't he sued yet? How isn't this, for F's sake, is this really? Are you so cooked in America that you can literally brandish a weapon against someone, and I don't care if it's a real weapon or not. I don't care. Somebody brandishes a weapon and tries to actually indirectly threaten my life? No, you're getting sued. Simple as that. F that. I'm not effing around with that. Especially not from someone who actually literally supports terrorist groups. If this isn't, if the FBI or the police doesn't do anything instantly, you're cooked in America. Honestly, this is so freaking. How?
Yeah. Let's watch the second half of this clip where he, I guess, gets the right target.
Does he even show his face in it?
Ping for US servers is kind of high, or there is.
Oh no, it's even worse. It's even worse. Fucking dude who is advocating to this fucking dude who's advocating to hang me for treason is mad at me. Okay, is mad at me and doesn't realize that he already got sight-wided. Oh, yeah, they already got fucking clapped, hanged.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Mean words on the internet does not justify this, especially when it comes to, I don't know, the Twitch TOS, as pointed out by Legal Mindset, who I believe is trying to go on a vacation right now. Well, guess what, buddy? No vacation for you because there's so much going on with Twitch and also legal issues involving the platform. But anyways, he says, just to be clear, if Twitch fails to act on this strongly, they open the door for a host of issues, legal and non-legal. Of course, like, this screenshot, it says 1,000 words, right? And there's so many legal issues, but non-legal, right? Like, who allows this to happen on their platform with no punishment? You look at the TOS, it's very obvious.
I'm gonna be honest, the thing is, Twitch actually has to have actual consequences for this before they react, because we all know, they love Hasan. They are his boys. They would literally suck his freaking penis just to make him happy. There isn't a question of, hey, is this wrong? Is this something that should be on the platform? Is this something that should be punished? Because the question is yes. It should be punished in a lot of ways, and I mean a lot of ways. Not just per Twitch, but also legally. Because it's the same thing if you threaten someone with a weapon. It's just done. I don't care if it's a gun, knife, a club, a sword, a spear. If there is a weapon involved, you're cooked. You're done. We shouldn't accept that kind of thing in any kind of way. And I'm even talking about normal threats. I don't care if you have a weapon in this case, but normal threats, even without a weapon, already cooked. Done. Unnecessary. But hey, it's Twitch. They won't punish Hasan. Except they get basically destroyed legally. But nah, won't happen.
You cannot use a weapon to physically threaten, intimidate, harm, or game and others. He's obviously using this as a way to intimidate people, including innocent targets, as we saw. Someone who did literally nothing wrong was just swept up in the hates and vitriol that comes from Hasan Piker and his community. He did that in front of 30,000 live viewers. That guy who did nothing wrong was threatened and harassed by not only Hasan, but his community because Hasan got it wrong. He got caught up in his emotions and he targeted this random innocent person. But anyways, we're seeing people like Madam Savvy. We talked about her in yesterday's video. She had a little highlight in the Pokemon drama. But you can see people who are talking about this, even saying that you cannot threaten people with guns on Twitch. That's being met with hostility from Hasan's community. People saying this, you don't deserve respect.
Of course, those people are freaks. I'm gonna be honest, at this point, every single Hasan fan should actually be controlled by the FBI if they are doing something illegal. Because this guy radicalizes them. It's not even close. At this point, it's not a matter of if it's good or not good. It's a matter of freaking terrorist supporters doing bad stuff.
Or the decency to feel safe. I feel like this sentiment is very, very common in places that Hasan Piker and his orbiters reside. I see this sort of like idea all the time. They call you a Nazi. They call you all kinds of terrible buzzwords. They try to dehumanize you and make you think because you have a certain opinion they don't agree with that you should never feel safe, that you should feel threatened by terminally online losers like this. Now, of course, I made a tweet about this, and it got a lot of attention, I'm not going to lie. That's a lot of attention for a random tweet about this situation. And I had many detractors in the quote saying, wait a second, Rev, that's not a real gun. It might be an airsoft gun. Dude, do I care? The message he's sending is very clear. He's trying to portray this as a real weapon, whether it is real or not. Okay? Go to a bank and flash an airsoft gun and demand money. Guess what? People are going to respond like it's real. And what he was doing in this clip is very obvious. He was trying to intimidate the targets of his words, right? He was trying to intimidate people. And what makes it even worse for these ding-dongs trying to defend him, he has talked about this before. He has quite literally said he will never confirm or deny whether or not his firearms are real, which obviously gives more weight to what he just did.
This is my favorite type of chatter who just keeps spamming, do you own guns? Do you own guns? Do you own guns? Do you own guns? If you are to own guns, do you hold them in a safe? Specifically, can I get the blueprint to your house of where you have guns if you have guns? Like, what fucking gun owner that's responsible, if they had a gun or not, would fucking tell you? What responsible person is going to inform 36,000 people on whether or not they have a fucking gun, what the make and model of it is, and how many fucking bullets they have, and if they have it in a fucking gun safe or not? The fuck is wrong with you, dumbass? Stop asking dumb questions, dude. Shut the fuck up.
And it gets even worse because, as Ethan Klein pointed out here, there's a lot going on with Hasan Piker and his orbiters. There's a lot of very weird controversies involving them going on right now. So let's begin with this right here. So this guy, you may know him as the terrorist
pirate, yeah,
that Hasan Piker interviewed. You know, the guy he called Luffy. He asked him if he watches One Piece and was sending him little like heart, like I'm doing the thing with my hands. He was like sending him little like heart messages and was glazing him up. You know, the guy who's a terrorist, by the way, a Houthi terrorist. Yeah, well, he's come out with another banger where in front of a hijacked ship, he did this recently, to the praise of many. 17,000 likes, by the way. He held up a picture of Hasan Piker. A recent one, by the way. This is from the debate he had with Ethan Klein that he lost horribly. This little guy, he's posing in front of the ship, posting that, and this guy. I'm not, like, making a joke. I'm not trying to be, like, sarcastic. I forgot this guy's name. Like, I can't think of it. He's one of Hasan's orbiters. I forgot who he is. He's got the multi-colored hair. And it really fits, because the guy he's posing with, this malnourished man that we're supposed to respect, right? This terrorist. He got the attention he deserved, I guess. Right? Like.
By the way, this isn't a joking matter anymore. We have literal terrorists going out of their way to actually support someone who supports them in the open with America that has a certain history with those kinds of people. And right now, it's just so irresponsible. It's so fucked up that this kind of stuff is just shown freely. That it's just accepted as a fact. That the people who actually support this don't get punished. This will crash. This will crash hard. And if you think that one person cannot influence enough people to do this kind of stuff, well, buttercups, look up history. Because one person can influence a lot of people. And I mean a lot of people. So yeah, be wary.
Is this the cameo this guy's been waiting for? Is this the cameo that Hassan's been waiting for, to have this shaggy-haired terrorist prop you up like you're a trophy? Yeah, good job, dude. That's great. Good for you. I don't see this happening to normal people, by the way. I think this happens to people who support the rhetoric that terrorists like this support. But it gets worse. Let's get an update on the fundraisers, the GoFundMes for the 3 targets of Ethan Klein's copyright infringement lawsuits. Of course, that is Frogan, Denims, and Tron. As pointed out by Dan Saltman here, Denims has received $10 in the last 12 hours. $10. Now, I talked about this tweet posted on July 1st in a previous video where I looked at that time, the last 48 hours and how the various GoFundMes were doing. And basically, during that period, they raised roughly like $700 in 48 hours. And I made a joke. I made a very small text that said only GigaChads can read this. Let's raise more in Super Chat donos than what they raised in 48 hours. And guess what? We did, by the way. In part, thanks to many people who just don't like the recipients of these lawsuits, beginning with Frogan. Okay? Frogan is someone who is incredibly unlikable. She is someone who said that American soldiers deserve PTSD. And isn't it funny that the top donation from that previous video a few days ago was from a former military person, a veteran, saying, "Tell Frogan I meant to donate to her, but I guess my PTSD got the better of me." Yeah. Not only do I appreciate the very generous donation from not only this veteran, but multiple veterans who donated as a result of my call for super chats a couple days ago. I appreciate your donation, but I even more appreciate your service. That's not really a hot take, and I'm very glad to see my community being so nice to these people, because freedom isn't free, okay? I am blessed to be able to sit here with my cowardice loser ass to sit in this chair and talk about internet drama for a living. I am blessed, and the only reason I can do that is because of people like this.
Yes, he's correct. Not just him. The thing is, those people, no matter if you like their military action, no matter if you like wars going on, no matter if you like the fighting, this all doesn't matter. People in the military are protecting your ass so you can live a comfy life. Or at least to a high degree of it. Of course, there are more things that come into it, not just the one thing, but without the military, you're effed. Simple as that. And no matter if you agree or disagree or think that it's fine, you should show those people respect. Yes, and I mean it. Just don't discard them. Thank them for their service. And if there is some little beige that actually goes in and thinks that they can steal honor or pretend to be in the military, well, call the police on them. Yeah, simple as that. And if it's someone like Frogan, yeah, show them what they deserve.
Who also feel it out of the kindness of their heart to contribute to me. I'm not deserving at all. These people, I appreciate them. I appreciate all of you who do stuff like this. It'll go, always recognize, I check every day to check the super thanks. I give them a heart. And I read every single message. I appreciate it very much. But just know I'm very blessed. I know my position. I'm very lucky. But of course, people like Frogan, they take it for granted every single day. And people don't forget. Nobody forgets comments like, soldiers deserve PTSD. Nobody forgets that. But how's their fundraiser going? Oh, the GoFundMe. Oh no! 17%. It's been like 2 weeks. Pack it up, Frogan. You're never going to reach it unless Hasan comes in and saves you, which I don't think is going to happen, buddy. You shouldn't have set your goal at $200,000. You're not that important. You're not. No one's going to support you that much. But let's check in on the other people. Denims, who raised a sterling $10 in the last day or so. She's sitting at $37,000. That's roughly 38% of her lawsuit, or GoFundMe for the lawsuit that she's trying to combat. And Tron, the dark horse of this race, somehow winning. Imagine being in a trio of lawsuits and you're losing in your GoFundMe to Tron. I'd be done, man. I would leave the internet forever. But she's up to 42,000. She was up to 41,000.
Yeah, and by the way, Tron is a junkie. She's a drug addict. The thing is, the entire money, the 42,000, yeah, this won't go to the Ethan Klein legal defense. No chance. It's already done. This money goes to the next, as we call it in Germany, Double. Just so she can get the next high. That's at least what I think.
I was in like 3 or 4 days ago, but she went on a road trip and just like quit. She's like, nah, you know what? My financial freedom is on the line here. I'll go on a trip. Not a good choice. But Tron has been active. She went back to streaming. And what did she do to combat everything going on? Well, she did the stupidest thing she could ever do. She started a stream to raise money for a fundraiser, her GoFundMe, which involves copyright infringement, by watching a movie live on Twitch. You
Okay.
can't make this up. You literally can't make this up. Dan...
The thing is, Woka Intriga taka verklagta. If nobody sues her, that's irrelevant. I mean, it's funny if they sue her. But hey.
Clancy doesn't care. He doesn't care whatsoever. People are abusing his system to watch movies without even her on the screen. It's not for criticism. It's not for any sort of review. It's just to play a movie to dangle keys in front of people, hoping they will contribute to her GoFundMe. Clear violation.
I just realized it. It's like a daycare for children. Is that entertaining? Dangling keys in front of their faces and then being treated like a child that's in a daycare? Is it like, this is just a movie you can watch on your own or with friends. It's what the fuck?
Of Twitch's TOS, and also another example of copyright infringement. Clearly, but no one cares. And through this, I'm not going to play this clip because she's playing Evanescence Bring Me to Life in the background. I love Evanescence, by the way. That's besides the point. But She's basically saying, all these Zionists are attacking me. Hasan, help me. Hasan, please, where are you, Hasan? He's not here. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about you because you're an orbiter who went off and got in trouble in his name. And now he doesn't care about you because he never did. And now you're stuck here, out in the open, begging for money, dancing in front of your community. For what? The chance to fulfill the GoFundMe so Ethan Klein can collect more in his settlement with you? Yeah. Terrible situation. And she would round this off by saying, today was a rough day. The non-stop brigading on all of my socials. The smear campaign started by bad faith incel cult communities to be immediately...
This is cope to a higher degree. I just don't understand, acolytes. 10,000 years of unlife, and I still don't understand how you can cope this hard.
Laundered by snark subreddits. Crybaby men wouldn't last a day being a woman in this manosphere incel hellscape. Lord save me. If you hate this incel hellscape, get a job. Stop streaming. If you hate this space so much, do something else. And you know what? Lord save me. The Lord is not with you, dude. I can tell you that. I do not think the Lord is on your side with this entire campaign where you're calling every single critic an incel. And by the way, they assume it's only men that dislike them. Ladies in the chat, all 10% of you of my audience, do you like Casey Tron? Are you on her side? Let it be known in the comments section. I have a feeling you're not on her side. But there's another component to all this, and it's this dude, Mike from PA, who is probably the strongest Hasan orbiter, who's been doxing some of his critics online and also threatening them. He has a long history of doing this and also calling for people like Asmongold to be banned by Twitch's TOS, that he violates every single waking second of his existence. And you know what? Maybe this is a topic for like another day, right? There's too much to go over with Mike from PA, but all I have to do is play this clip.
That's fine. I think that's fine. So if a guy pays for my tab,
I think I'm getting your attention.
Same guy, by the way. Same guy who is shaming people, calling them incels and losers and awkward and saying they'd never been around women before. And this...
Pathetic. Pathetic. But yeah, that's what's to be expected. If you don't have balls, you just have to compensate with hate.
This is the guy. He grows a beard and grows out his hair and all of a sudden thinks he's like a Giga Alpha Chad. No, dude. This is you. This will always be you. But anyways, that's the long story for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next.
As always, Rev, I at least can see what the Rev is about. This is just... The short of it is, it's disgusting behavior. I don't know how the F people can even admit that they are a Hasan orbiter after the freak show we are seeing. But I'm gonna be honest, it's entertaining. So at least that's that. Hasan will be, or I hope he will be, at some point just a... Well, how's it called? Lol cow. It's going that way. Let's see how long it takes. But, as it is, acolytes, good night.